Let's start from the other side now, and we'll start making our way to the inner part of the house, where we can build up the rest of the exterior walls and start working on some of the interior walls. So I'm going to do, now that I've got a lot of guides going, this is a good time to do a Shift D or an Edit Delete guides, because I don't want to see these guides anymore. I'm going to do this back wall, so I'm going to go to my tape measure and click from this point to the inner wall. Remember, I'm always going to go to the inner wall first so I can bring it back out. From this back kitchen wall, I can see that I can do, well, no, let's start from this back wall as well. Let's go to this point like this, and let's just verify that 17 feet by clicking from this point and typing 17 feet, enter. And it pops right to that line, so that's good. So I know my back wall is good to go. So I'm going to click out, and I'm just going to do, we're going to keep it consistent, so I'm going to do 7 inches, and click to this point and do 7 inches. All right. And 7 inches is very atypical, but I'm just kind of basing it on what it looks like I've got going on here. I'm going to click to this point, and I'm going to verify that this is 13 by 16, so I'm going to type in this direction 13 feet, enter, and I can see that I popped to that point. Now if I start from here and go to my 16 feet, I'm not gonna get a pure 16 feet, because I can already tell if I start pulling this guide like this, that this is only about 13. So it looks like what they've done is this is the 13 feet for the first 13 feet of this 16, and then the remaining 3 feet are in the back direction. So I'm going to type in 3 feet, enter, to get to that back wall, and then 13 feet, enter, to get to that wall. So that is what's going to give me my little bay window there. So let's just click this in this direction and bring a 7. And I'm going to, I remember that this one from here to here was 19 feet. And I've got my 7 here. So I can finish this wall by clicking from the inner points of this existing exterior wall and just bringing it straight along like this. And to that point, click over like this, and pop. Double click to open that up, G to make it a group, double click to open that up, and click. You might be thinking, well, now I've got a weird little gap there. We can fix that really easily by typing a guide along this point, just clicking and holding on this and double clicking, and looking at what we have by turning the material off, opening this up by double clicking on it, making a line from here to here to here, and push-pulling this up into space. Double click, or sorry, excuse me, single click on that, and single click on that, and delete it. And now we've got that nice clean place where they intersect. Let's bring the material back. All right, so let's get the final walls for the exterior built. I can do a line from this point to this point, move all the way over here. Notice that as I'm working, I get nice and close so I can see exactly where I'm clicking, and I zoom in and I zoom out. Hit S for select, double click it and group it, open it up, and push pull to align with that point. I can finish this first wall up by doing a line from here all the way across, like that. Double click, G to make it a group, double click to open it up, P to push pull, and close. Yes, I do have a bay window here, which I can cut into. So I can click this to this point, and click this to this point, and we don't know the size of this yet, so I'm just going to say, for the sake of this, that it's 7'6", and I'm going to drag my line along this face, hold Shift down, and touch this point, and click, and then touch that point again, and now activate my push-pull and push that out, and click. Close that off. Okie doke. We've got one more little section to do back here. So let's drag a guide to the inner line of this, and a guide to the outer line of this, which in this case I don't even have to measure because I already have this point and this point. The more information I get in this model, the better it works out for me, because I start to be able to reference everything else that's in the model. I'm going to go from this line of the back side of this wall, and just, in this case, I'm just going to follow along. And it looks like this is a 1 foot thick wall, because I can see that I'm at 11 3/4, and odds are that this is a 12-inch wall. So from this point to that point, I know is from here to here, I know is 9 feet. So I'm going to click from this inner line and type 9 feet, enter, to that line. And this is going to give me my final bits of wall here. So I can go from, oops, let's go ahead and give one more guide here, which is this point, 7 inches to that point. Let's see what we've got. Now I know that I can go from this, using a line to from here to here, all the way across. I can hit select, group, open it up, and bring it to that point. And I've got the final bits here as well. So I'm going to do a line, line, all the way this way, and double click to group that, pull it up, and bring it to that top face. Got one wall left, so I'm just going to orbit around this way. Start with my line from this point to the inner, from the outer to the inner, inner, outer, and finish. Double click, group, open it up, push, pull, close. S for select, and close it. Okay, so what we have now is at least all of the outer walls done. So that's a pretty good start, and we're going to start working on the inner walls and the stairs.